Of course, she's not the same girl that you fell in love with before you cheated on her. Oh my God. How dare the girl that I'm with act differently after I cheated on her and made a fool out of her? What is wrong with her? I can't believe it. Can't believe it. Ah. Hi, I'm Ray Arcade. Welcome to my channel. The last time at the Jersey Shore house, all the roommates were kicking off the summer right by bonding and having a great time, except for Sam. Soon she was lamenting all the ways Ron did her dirty in Miami, culminating in a fight between the two. What will happen next? Take my hand as we find out on this Jersey Shore retrospective. Thank you guys for being patient with me while I took a week off. I'm feeling a lot better, but I slept for like 72 hours, so now I just have an incredible migraine I can't get rid of. But the show must go on. So let's jump into today's episode. We are covering Season 3, Episode 3, called Where's the Beach? And it premiered on January 6, 2011. We open on Sam and Ron arguing about the way Ron treated Sammi in Miami. Sammi says,
I feel like I owe Snooki an apology because I cut her out of my life. I believed you and everything you were saying because I was blinded by being so in love with you.
So then go fix your friendship with Snooki, go fix your friendship with Jenny, and we're done with.
I feel stupid for hating Jenny and Nicole so much for things that happened way back when. Like, I need to move on. It's not about Ron, it's about myself and me and the girls.
Again, I think this is another clear statement on the fact that Sammi is just getting filled in on all the ways Ron did her dirty in Miami. She also seems to be realizing that Snooki and Jenny were really just trying to look out for her, and she seems genuinely remorseful about the way she treated them. Ron's only response is basically, well, then go fix your relationships with Snooki and Jenny, the people who tried to help you, which is like unironically good advice. The rest of the girls are downstairs, and Jenny says she can't remember the last time she's seen Snooki sober. And I think this begins the beginning of an arc in which Snooki's drinking becomes borderline unhealthy and a concern. There's casual partying, and then there's a drinking problem. And Snooki dances on that tightrope several times throughout the next couple of seasons. But Snooki's eating a raw potato, and she says this thing that became like a vocal stem of mine for a really long time that I could not shake.
I'm gonna eat this potato.
By itself?
Since I got to the shore, I can't remember the last time I seen Nicole sober. It's been a while.
Oh my God.
That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad.
That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. Snooki is incoherent, and she's trying to get it in with Vinny, who, rightfully shuts her down because it seems like the moral choice, the ethical choice, the right choice to not sleep with a girl who's super drunk and isn't making the best decisions, right? So I applaud Vinny here, but those principles seem to break down in Season 4 when it comes to the twins. I have a lot to say about that, and we'll get into that later. Later that night, Snooki and Deena hatch a plan to get Mike to sleep with Deena by trying to trick him into thinking he's going to be having a threesome.
All right, let's do it. Oh my, you see what's going on here? All of a sudden, Snooks sneaks out of the bed, and I'm left with Deena. That's like having chicken put on the table with salt and pepper, and then somebody takes away the chicken. And then they left you with the salt and pepper.
I question the ethics of this, but Snooki's a great wing woman to Deena. Deena turns off the lights and Snooki runs away, leaving Mike with the salt and pepper of the threesome, Deena, while Snooki, the chicken, removes herself. You know what? Salt and pepper is, the seasoning, Deena's a little seasoning. There's nothing wrong with the seasoning. Honestly, salt, pepper, and chicken sounds like the worst meal you could ever have. It's not enough seasoning. But anyway, Mike's a poet. It's a poetic metaphor he came up with there. But what follows is awkward as fuck, and Deena somehow finds herself in some of the cringiest, most uncomfortable sexual encounters in Jersey Shore history. And she's like, I don't want to go to work tomorrow. I really like this shirt. How many women have you slept with? So Mike tries to find a way to get her to be quiet.
I mean, sometimes the only way to shut up a girl is to, I kissed her, and I was not horny. I was just so not into it. I think it's a miracle that she's getting up out of my bed right now and walking to the bathroom.
Deena is displaying borderline sex pest behavior, but Mike is able to sneak away using the kitchen ditchin', where you sneak out of bed and go to the kitchen. Clever. Snooki has snuck back into Vinny's bed, and she's trying to get him to sleep with her. And then this happens.
I'm ready to go, but that's when I start kind of smelling the alcohol. Like right away, it's like, you know?
You're acting crazy, just stop.
Really? You can do that to me? Oh, God. Seriously?
Snooki leaves his bed annoyed. I also think this is borderline sex pest behavior. You know, some women think that men are just horny dudes who should always want to sleep with them, and that's not true. And I think we should recognize that both genders have boundaries. We recognize that around here. Everyone has boundaries that should be respected. Paul and Snooki have a cute little GTL day together. It's also the next day after Ron and Sammy's big fight, and you can tell Sammy's in a really bad place.
Waking up today, I'm not okay. I think I need to do something to get over Miami because it's been ruining me. I think, like, automatically, if Ron's going out somewhere, he's doing something to hurt me, like lying and cheating again.
Sleeping?
I make myself believe it's happening, and I make myself go crazy.
I'll probably keep bringing this up as the season goes on, but again, it's clear that Sammi is watching season 2 as the show is recorded. She does not trust Ron. When the show first aired, I could not fathom why Sammi was acting so paranoid. Like, she's convinced Ronnie is cheating on her, and going into season 3, it seemed like they were fine. So I could not understand. But obviously now with the information that she's watching Ronnie sneak behind her back and lie to her in Miami, it makes sense why she would feel suddenly like he could still be doing that. I'm sure she feels crazy, and, you know, Ron's kind of at the place where he wants to move on. Obviously, he does not want to be given shit for what happened in Miami, especially since they had kind of moved on. He doesn't want to backtrack. Ron wants to get away with everything he did, so he's acting like nothing happened. Sammi must be feeling like crazy, like an insane person. I don't blame her. I do feel bad for Mike for having to room with them.
What the
That's what I'm saying.
What the did I do, Mike? Have I done anything? What the have I done?
Living with Ron and Sam in the same room, it's just not a good situation. This dude, I can't even talk about this. It's not even cool anymore. It's horrible, these two. Just break the up and call it a day.
Get the up and let's go outside. I don't understand.
You can tell he is so over it. They're almost inadvertently performing some sort of psychological warfare on him by fighting around him so much and conditioning him to feel pain every time he's in his room. Ron has the audacity to say he needs a mind condom because he's being mind fucked. Red flag. Or red flagging that. Sam is the one who's being mind fucked, not him. What is he talking about? Ron is such a narcissistic victim that he cannot possibly wrap his head around why Sam might seem like she's losing her marbles right now. He can't fathom it. They're fighting out on the balcony, and Ron is yelling in Sammy's face how he's done.
Tell me.
Tell me, I don't know.
Please, what the have I done?
Yeah, Sam.
You and believe whoever the you want. I'm done with this. Done. Finished.
Is everything all right, bro? Heard a lot of yelling.
Same bull, different day.
Listen, in general, the fights get really serious between Ronnie and Sammi, but I cannot not be amused by Sammy's faces she makes. She hits him with a good face here. I can't even do it. I have so much Botox in my forehead, but you know what I mean. Ron needs some time to clear his mind. And in the car with Mike, he says,
I just need to clear my head.
Like, don't get me wrong, like, I'm sure you care for the girl, but she's definitely bringing you down.
So she's not the same person that I met last year, bro.
Yep, it happens, dude.
Like, you know, like, I love her. I want to be with her. Like I'm saying, I don't want to be with any other girl.
You want to be with that person that
yeah,
you knew.
Of course.
This may not be that girl, you know what I mean?
I'm kind of annoyed with Mike here because he knows Ron is a dog. He's shown that he cares about Sam and what she's going through. And I don't think he's being a dumb guy or is being emotionally unintelligent here. I think he's just trying to convince either one of them to break up with the other one as quick as possible so he doesn't have to listen to them fight anymore. Red flag. Ron is such a tool bag, though. Like, of course she's not the same girl that you fell in love with before you cheated on her. Oh my God. How dare the girl that I'm with act differently after I cheated on her and made a fool out of her. What is wrong with her? I can't believe it. Can't believe it. Ah. At work that day, Sam has resolved to try to make herself happy, and she apologizes to Snooki.
I owe you an apology, and I am sorry for cutting our friendship completely. It's disgusting. I didn't believe the right thing, but I am so wrong, and you were so right the whole time. And just thank you for going on it, for doing something.
You know, I think Sam's apology here is genuine. She says everything she's supposed to say. She takes accountability. I still think it's a shitty excuse to say that you were blinded by love, and that's why you treated somebody like shit. But at least she's stepping up to apologizing. So I'll give her an 8 out of 10 for her apology. Jenny has a quick call with Tom. It's very clear she's checked out of their relationship, and it seems like with every conversation they have, they're writing the etching on the tombstone of the grave of their relationship. Poetry. Later that day, Sammi pulls Deena aside and apologizes to her as well. At this point, it's clear Deaners and Schnooks are ready for everything to be water under the bridge with Sammi, but Jenny, not so much. I think apologizing can be hard. It can be, especially the more wrong you were, if that makes sense. Like, the more defensive and wrong you were is a bigger pride pill to swallow. And Sammy's doing that. So I understand also why it might be hard for her to apologize to Jenny, because that whole situation is like a turd on fire. I mean, they were like beating each other up. So I get it. But, you know, at the same time, it's like you have these two friends, like Jenny, she's friends with Deena and Nicole, and suddenly they're chill with the girl who she physically is getting into altercations with. I mean, I'd be pissed. Would you? I guess it's kind of like I wouldn't want to put my friends in a situation where they need to pick sides, but that's one of those things where you might not want your friends to be picking sides with the girl who's been terrorizing you. The gang goes out to Karma, and Jenny runs into Roger. I'll let her explain the backstory to Roger.
I'm walking into Karma, and the first person that I see is Roger.
So what's up, Rockstar? How was Miami? It was good? Yeah? Good story?
Yeah. Roger is an old friend of mine. We had something in the past a long time ago, but, you know, as of right now, we're still friends.
I've heard some conflicting things about this. A lot of people seem to think Jenny didn't meet Roger a long time ago, but instead, while filming season 1. That would make sense to me because Jenny's from Long Island and she's said she's part of the New York party scene, whereas Roger is from Seaside, the local area. There's no point where it seems like they would have crossed paths outside of the Jersey Shore. It doesn't make any sense. So it would make sense if she had met him down at the shore while filming season 1 and was flirting with him behind the scenes. I mean, it's not like Jenny had any issues flirting openly with Pauly on camera and making out with Mike behind the scenes. The most damning evidence this could be true is eagle-eyed viewers have noticed Roger has been in the background of some scenes in season 1. Like here, for example. There were only a few big club spots in Seaside, like Bamboo, Karma, and Aztec, all of which are, if you haven't been informed, either demolished or no longer in operation. Rest in peace. But, you know, it would make sense for him to be in the background, possibly, since he's a local. But in this picture, who do you think it looks like Roger's talking to? Me, I'd recognize those 2000s Christina Aguilera extensions anywhere. It's Jenny. They belong to Jenny. And I'm kind of disappointed because I liked Roger in this season of Jersey Shore, and then he ended up becoming a domestic abuser piece of shit, just like Tale's Almost Time, I guess. Mike sees Paula out at the club, who was in season 1. Mike hooked up with her. And I think Paula to this day is still a bartender at Beachcomber in Seaside, which is the bar that Snooki got punched in the face at. I'll get into Paula more later on, but I like Paula, and Mike did not deserve her. Jenny and Roger are kind of cozying up at Karma, and Jenny's sad about the fact that she can't hook up with him because she has a boyfriend. Lauren, a girl from the tanning salon everybody goes to, tells Jenny she thinks Roger has a girlfriend named Heather. Who's Heather? It turns into a whole thing.
Isn't Heather your girlfriend? Oh, you're just pissed because I'm blowing up your slop. I'm not blowing up my slop. Call her. Get her. You wouldn't be so angry if
It's like if you can lie to me on the first day of me seeing you again, like then you can just lie for the rest of your life.
Jenny's like, I don't care that he's dating anyone. It's that he's lying to me about it. But you can tell she's annoyed that he's dating someone, except she can't say that because she's dating someone. Anyway, she just leaves the situation. She goes upstairs and pees on the floor or whatever. Ron and Sam are drunk and they're back in love or whatever. Danielle the stalker is back.
Yeah, no, stalker dead in front of me, like all across the bar.
I'm going home.
Last summer, when I met Danielle, she turned into a psycho stalker.
Fine. You stalked my whole entire life, right? And I don't like that.
She still worries me, that girl.
She throws a drink in Polly's face, which is kind of funny. He's like, well, how could you do that to me, of all people? But if she's telling the truth and he kind of led her on, then maybe she has an argument to make. The next day, Snooki has a shift at the Shore store, and she hobbles up looking like your local homeless woman at the bus stop. Snooki's on a bender at this point. She's trying to funnel beers at work. She's leaving work to go take shots. After work, she goes back to a bar to take more shots. It's like the middle of the day. She's just a wreck. Then we get the famous beach incident, and Snooki reminds me of a toddler who's in a running phase, you know, just runs away from you. You ever have those friends, drunk night out? They're just runners. Police come and they help Deena and Jenny take Snooki off the beach, but she becomes belligerent and they cuff her and take her to jail.
I'm allowed to have a beer.
Oh my god, they're totally gonna see me. Boing. Oh, my vagina's out. Nicole! I just wanna go on the beach. Where's the beach?
Let's go.
Come on, Nicole, really? Oh, this is a bad situation. Get the off. Get off.
Do you think Snooki's drinking is indicative of a larger problem? I don't know. Will she get freed from jail? Will Ron and Sam make up? I don't care. Will Danielle the stalker have another interaction with Polly? We'll find out. Let's read some comments now. Yay! This one is from my season 3, episode 1 video, and it's from Miss Behaven. She says, Sam was unnecessarily hostile during this time. She made the mistake to stand by her piece of shit man, and now she feels obligated to stand by that choice in an effort to save face. And while I feel for her, and Ron is ultimately the villain, she is wrong for lashing out at everyone but the one who did her dirty. Side note, all those men in the house just sitting by and letting that raging walking steroid scream at this tiny 5-foot woman irks my soul. They were such spineless worms. It's weird because at the time, I know everybody didn't like Sammi, and then I feel like the narrative completely swapped to making Sammi out to be the victim 100%. But there are times, like how she treated Deena, where her actions cannot be justified besides any other fact that she's just like she's a mean girl sometimes. And it's inexcusable to me for her to treat people like that who have done nothing wrong. You want to make an argument about why she could be mad at Jenny and Snooki, like, okay, whatever. But yeah, like her lashing out at people who've done nothing to her is unacceptable. And I don't really feel bad for her for being treated like shit in that situation. But also, yes, you know, it's crazy to me, like how often the guys sat back and watched each other do shitty things to women. And especially with the Ronnie and Sammi situation, the only person who I ever felt like really got super concerned and stepped in was Mike, of all people. You know, the book. This is from my season 3, episode 2 video, and this comment is from Coco Mommy 91. She says, I remember watching the show when it first aired and rewatching it a couple times after. Nobody liked Sam during that season. She was insufferable. Yes, she was. She was extremely insufferable. I hated her during that season. And the only thing that has changed my mind a bit about it is that I now know that she was watching season 2 as it aired, which explains a lot of her irrational behavior. But again, I know I sound like a broken record at this point. She is shitty to people for no reason, and Ron being a tool bag to her does not justify being nasty to people who have done nothing wrong. And I know like hurt people, but that's just like emotionally immature people. I'm sorry. If you're one of those people who say hurt people, I don't respect people who do that. I don't. It's just not cool behavior. I am a little bit more lenient on Sam now after rewatching it because I do think her apologizing really did take a lot of balls. So I do respect that. Well, thank you for watching. Leave more comments if you want to. I'll respond to them. And hopefully I will not get sick again. I can't guarantee anything. But until next time, I'm Ray Arcade. Stay crazy, stay wild.
I love how they look so much bigger.